Gym, Valiant fans, for Game 2 of the doubleheader here at Kennedy Gym. And then Game 3 later on tonight for the men's hockey senior day, as we have a good one here storing up for the main event. As the 8-14 Valiants, 2-9 in the MAC Freedom Conference, face the Eastern Eagles, who are 12-10, 7-4 in the MAC Freedom. And Eli, coming into today, as mentioned before, it is senior day. All Valiant seniors are going to be in the starting lineup today against this Eastern Eagles team that is basically in a must-win situation. They're one game ahead of Kings PA for 4th in the MAC Freedom Conference. So in order to make the playoffs, they have to stay above that stay in that 4th place position, and every win's going to matter for them. But let's quickly look over the starting lineups for the Eastern Eagles. Darius Washington from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania will get the start. Antonio Chapman from Mobile, Alabama. Austin James, the senior guard. William Blett, the freshman forward, and Victor Pena, the forward that's a junior out of Monte Cristi in the DR. And now the Valiant starting lineup. All the seniors today for senior day. Senior Chris Asen out of Pelham, New York. Don Marina out of the Bronx, New York. Alex Tucci from New Rochelle, New York. Timmy Quinlan out of Staten Island, New York. And senior Brian Haggerty out of Bayside, New York.
We're going to take a quick break as the ceremony for the seniors will be introduced, and then we will have a national anthem opening tip-off after this.
as we get ready for opening tip-off here at Kennedy Gym. It's notable that between all of these 5 seniors today that are in the starting lineup for the Valiants, they've combined for 2,500 points, 1,404 rebounds entering today. As Alex Tucci will do the tipping off against freshman forward at 6'8" William Blatt. As we get ready, here we go. Tip off for game 2 of senior day is won by Eastern. So the Eastern Eagles will have control in the corner. Kicks out to Chapman. Chapman drives down low. Great defense by Quinlan. However, Chapman gets the lay-in.
That was quick, Tim. Took under 20 seconds, and their second leading scorer is already on the board. Excuse me. Yeah, their second leading scorer.
And their top 3 scorers all averaging above or 13 points or above as a pass down low to Tucci, laid up and good. So this game's even back up at 2 apiece. Yeah, coming in today, Victor Pena averaging 13.3, Antonio Chapman 13.2, and Darius Washington with 13 points a game apiece for the Eastern Eagles. Working around, Asen on Austin James, but the senior guard with a big 3. So Austin James drains the 3 now, 3 ball in the corner. He had the fourth. Tucci bats it out, Haggerty with the rebound. As Don Marina calls out a play, Chris Asen will have it up top. Double teaming Asen to Arena. Arena drives down low. And the ball deflected. Haggerty has it back though. 3 ball for Asen. He get the fall, and it's going to be rebounded. Chapman has it, pull up 3. He get the fall, Tucci with the rebound. So a 3-point lead here in the early going for the Eastern Eagles as a pull-up 3-pointer airballed by Don Marina.
Tim, a pretty strong presence of Eastern Eagles fans alongside us. It's not just a rivalry on the court, but in the stands as well.
This is a big matchup for the Valiants. Last time they faced against Eastern University, they lost 75-72 at their home court. Down low. Playing defense, ball is deflected away. It's going to go to the Valiants. Don Marino will get the inbound, 17:54 remain. Looking around, Haggerty has it. Quinlan Tucci now up top. It's interesting, we're in a leg brace for Tucci as, Asen almost traveled. And driving is Tucci up top. Quinlan for 3. Can't get the fall. It's going to be rebounded by Darius Washington. So the Valiants getting open shots, but not being able to get them to fall in the early going. 17-17 remain. They trail by 3. As a shot from beyond the arc, put up off balance, but can't get the fall is Washington. But getting their own rebound was Pena. So Eastern sets up a play here. 17 minutes remain. Defense chance on the Valiants bench. Driving, pull-up jumper. Why not? Antonio Chapman with the bucket, give him his 4th point here in the first half. And they're up 7-2. Quinlan has it. Gives it over to Tucci. Tucci down low. Hard pass deflected by Washington, and it'll go out of bounds. Substitution in now for Eastern. It's going to be Brennan Castens, the junior guard out of Nashua, New Hampshire.
Tim, I noticed this team recruits from all over the place. And you see yet another guy.
As a jumper from the free throw line off the mark by Chris Asen.
Only one guy in the starting lineup is from the actual state that Eastern's in Pennsylvania, and that's Washington with the ball. The rest are from all over.
As three ball bounces around, can't get the fall. There was a great take by Austin James. Marino looks, drives, makes a move, but then passes out to Asen. Asen drives, down low to Tucci. Tucci with the spin and the lay-in. So Tucci with all 4 points thus far for the Valiants. They now trail by 3. It's 7-4 in advantage of the Eastern Eagles. Washington has it, gives it to the 6'8" forward, Victor Pena. Working the ball is deflected, but it's going to be recovered, but then it's going to lose back. Austin James couldn't keep control of it. Now substitution coming in again for Eastern. Looks to be Austin Duncan, the junior guard out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
2 Southerners on the court, both Chapman
Jason has it to Tucci. Tucci puts it up and finishes. Tucci with a fast move. Drove it into the paint, and he has all 6 points here in the early going of senior day for the Valiants. Similar to the opening for the women's team where Sam Milazzo, as a 3-ball is good. The big man, Victor Pena with the 3. But similar to the Valiants, also ironically, both number 11, Sam Milazzo, came out putting up 22 in her senior day performance. Tucci with 6. As in the paint, Haggerty can't get the fall, but it's tipped in by Alex Tucci.
Tim, 8 points already. He's actually surpassing Milazzo's mark to start.
And we're going to have a foul called on Timmy Quinlan. That's his first here of the half and his first of the game. That's the first foul overall between both teams here in the first 5 minutes. So inbound, deep 3 taken, but it's off the mark by Washington. And now fast break, kicks out. Tucci thought about the 3, now he drives down low to Haggerty, or excuse me, to Quinlan. Working around the seniors as a screen was set there by Tucci. 3-ball in the corner. Bounces around, can't get the fall, was Asen. We close down to 14 minutes remaining here in the first half.
And Tim, Sean Smith, who's had an incredible past 4 games, is getting ready to check in. He's had over 20 in 3 of the 4.
He got his first ever regional MAC Conference Player of the Week and is also second MAC Player of the Week, as that ball is going to be batted around and picked up by Timmy Quinlan. And
JoJo Cobbs is going to check in as well. So the sophomore and the freshman subbing out 2 seniors.
Not only much as Sean Smith basically coming off a perfect week, as he's going to basically come off a double-double with 26 points and 13 rebounds last game. He's working it down low. Working around, put up 3, too hard though, and be rebounded by Tucci. So Tucci putting the totals up on the boards and points early. Valiant's trying to tie this thing back up. Down low to Tucci. Tucci post, pull up, rolls around, can't get to go in, and almost showing full court defense there was Don Marina, but Antonio Chapman has control up top across midcourt. 10-8, Eastern Eagles lead it right now at the moment. 12:48 remain. Working down low, Haggerty playing hard defense underneath the basket, but getting his own rebound, or should I say getting the rebound is Pena. The ball is going to be deflected out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Eastern Eagles. As substitutions coming in for the Valiants, Sean Smith, as mentioned before, fresh off that MAC Freedom Player of the Week, and JoJo Cobbs. 2 key players that have been the Valiant starting lineup all year. Cobbs plays tough defense. Sean gets pushed around there. In the rebound and the lane is Darius Washington.
I'll tell you, Chapman is not shy to shoot that basketball. He fires away. He does average 13 a game, but he's taking a lot of shots for Eastern.
And JoJo Cobb's being put on an important defense assignment there on Chapman. You see him on the bigger players. As Sean Smith immediately takes a factor, making a short jumper from just shy of the free throw line. This game's back to 2. JoJo Cobb's playing hard defense, not getting a decision. Oh no! Dalmarina is down, and
you saw that leg twist. This is bad.
it's not what you want to see for the senior on senior day, and you hope everything's okay. I don't think they're going to count the layup there. I think the clock, they are going to count it. We have an injury timeout here.
Tim, I'll tell you, when you saw his leg land, it almost twisted. This looks really bad. And Arena's banging the floor.
At first we thought he slipped, but you're 100% right. Hopefully everything's okay as he walks up on his own power. That's a good thing to see. 11:48 remain. The Valiants are going to get it here as they wipe up the floor. It's definitely a rough thing to see, especially on someone's senior day, to see him.
Yeah, and Tim, that's been an issue all year, has been the wet spots, but luckily no one's been injured too badly, but this is the first time we saw a real kind of cringing injury. So.
And the last time we saw wet spots, especially on that side of the floor in particular, we saw a lot of people go flying around, especially Don Marino, who actually did get injured slightly earlier in the year from that. Also, Alex Tucci had a little leg injury that he ended up overcoming. But it's just all a factor of the wet spots. But inbound here to JoJo Cobbs. 11:45 remain, Valiants trail by 4. Get across midcourt, working around. Tucci for 3. He get the fall.
And also into the game, Tim, is.
Oh, we have a travel.
Also into the game is Marquise Peel, the junior guard.
I was surprised Blatt didn't finish the ball there himself. He opted to pass out, and that ended up leading to the travels. It was almost like a little bit of off balance for the Eastern Eagles. As Rhonda, also in the game for the Valiants here, works it around.
Granda reminds us both of a younger version of Damarina. Similar play styles.
As a lob up and good for Alex Tucci. So Alex Tucci with a floater, give him 10 points here in the first half, and we're not even halfway gone with the first half.
Tim, not only 10 points, but 10 out of the 12 points. Alex Tucci's over 90% of Manhattanville's buckets thus far.
As a 3-ball off balance taken.
Again, Chapman, Tim, like I said, firing away. Not the best shot selection.
But they're fearless from beyond the arc, and they have made it work in the early going, not as much now.
Guess it's better to have too much confidence than not enough. But
as an inbound here. Granda has it. Working around with Cobbs, Granda gets it back. Sean Smith sets the screen. 3-ball off the mark, and we're gonna have a jump ball. Tucci at it, but they're gonna say it's a jump anyways, as the Valiants will have it under their own basket.
And Tim, in for the first time is forward Gabe Perez as well.
As an inbound to Granda. Oh, put up. He get the fall. Battles with on rebound. Tucci gets it. Sean Smith cleared the space for him. Tucci has it up top, working around. And we're going to have a reaching foul called. So 9:56 remain, and as you mentioned earlier, Tucci having 10 of the 12 points for the Valiants. He's really been impressive here in the first half.
The adrenaline's definitely flowing, the emotions are high, and it's showing early. That's why he's in double figures already.
JoJo Cobbs works it down low to Sean Smith. He's the only other player on the court for the Valiants that have points today. Working around, Mike Ryan has the ball deflected over his head, and it'll stick with the Valiants, but 5 seconds remain on the shot clock. So Valiant's gonna have to get a quick one off here as they're gonna work it around. It looked like they were gonna inbound to Sean Smith, but they don't. Cobbs has to put it up, 2 seconds remain, and he drains it. So a well-contested three-pointer on Cobbs, but he drains it anyways, and that gives the Valiants a 1-point lead, 15-14.
We've talked about it numerous times, Tim. Cobbs
As a quick jumper put up by Chapman.
Cobbs and Smith are the future of the Valiants. Cobbs a sophomore and Smith a freshman. When these seniors are gone, they're gonna have to lead the charge.
And Chapman, how about him putting up 8 points here in the first half for Eastern. Working around. Cobbs love that. Now he's gonna put it up. Can't get it. Rebounded by Mike Ryan and the finish. So Mike Ryan lays it in. Give him his first points of the game, and the Valiants are up 17-16 as they're gonna clean up a quick wet spot on the floor from beyond the three-point line.
It's gonna be Brian Haggerty's sister doing the chores today.
It's nice when you get to see family involved, especially on senior day. It's an important event for all families involved. Big day for the seniors. As all, Sean Smith just deflected the ball, but they were still able to keep handle of it.
And Tim, re-entering is Austin James, the senior.
And Austin James made a quick shot to open up the game from beyond the arc. As driving, oh wow. Great physicality in the and one for Victor Pena. The freshman forward, 6'6".
The junior actually, but.
Oh, excuse me, the junior forward, you're 100% right. But how about that finish?
It's not to take away from how impressive he is, but if he was a freshman, I'd be scared for everyone. I mean, this guy's ginormous. That was just power ball.
They do have a freshman at 6'8", and that's William Blatt.
He's in the starting lineup as well, yeah. That was just pure strength, though, right there.
As the junior from the DR drains it. And back up 2 now is Eastern.
Think of the DR as more of a baseball country, but it's produced some good basketball players over the year. Carl Anthony Towns, Al Horford, so some notable names.
Around, Cobbs has it up top. Gives it off to Granda. Quinlan sets a screen, trying to find a way to get open. As Cobbs has about 2 seconds left on the shot clock, lobs it up. Can't finish. Mike Ryan bats it backwards. Granda for 3, can't get it though. So great offensive awareness as a unit, as we're gonna have a foul called, and it's gonna be on Timmy Quinlan.
33, Timmy Quinlan is second. Team's third.
So Timmy Quinlan second here in the first half, as he closes in on foul trouble. However, it's only the 3rd foul of the half for the Valiants here, as Pena will get the inbound. Pena gets it here as we work it around. Gabe Perez in the game has a 3 ball off the mark, but it's going to be rebounded by Chapman.
Tim, Chapman's one of the few Division III basketball players I've seen that wear mouth guards. And like Steph Curry, he has it out of his mouth a lot. Even when he's playing, like right now, it's out of his mouth.
As a put-up, Pena could get the finish, but it's going to be rebounded and finished by Austin Duncan, his first points of the game. So here we go, Granda takes it across court. And it's good to see that it looks like Dom Marine is going to be re-entering the game nearby. Big to see after that injury. Glad that he's not hurt.
Absolutely.
Oh, Mike Ryan loses the handle, but it's going to be picked right back up by Granda. Granda gets a screen, 3 ball, all day long. And he shuts down the Eastern crowd. Mike Granda with the 3.
It's a 30-second timeout.
That's dedication.
So 6:47 remaining, a timeout taken here. And Eastern Eagles all up early here, 21-20 on senior day. And how about the starting opening here for senior guard Antonio Chapman? Been very impressive by the senior out of Alabama.
And he's played the whole first half. Has not yet gone to the bench. They definitely believe in him. Coach Eric McNelly in his 3rd season certainly relies on him to be a leader. And he's shown it so far.
As Chapman will get the inbound. Around almost a travel, now they're going to call it. So 6:30 remaining. Valiant's get a big turnover call there. And now they have the chance to get the lead back, as this game has been closely contested thus far throughout the entirety of the first half. Biggest deficit thus far today was 5 points. And the Valiants close it right back up. They've had a lot of drive today. Sean Smith has it. 1-on-1. Gets it back out to Cobbs. Smith will set a screen. They work a play around here. Damarina, who just re-entered the game after being injured. That's a good sight to see. Sean Smith flips up, 1-on-1. Breaks it around, puts it up, can't get the ball. And now Austin James works around Chapman. And a lot of beyond the arc movement for the Eastern Eagles. They've been settling with a lot of shots from beyond the arc. As a drive down low and the finish. William Blatt gets his first points of the day. And a 6'8" freshman with an excellent finish for the Eastern Eagles.
And that actually looked like it could have been a foul as well, so lucky break for the Valiants not to get called for the personal as well.
But that was a great, solid finish for the big man as a 3 ball. Drained by JoJo Cobbs.
This is a big game to get Cobbs' confidence back. He struggled a little bit mid-season, but it's going to be important for him to gain some confidence here. Nice step back.
And a beautiful step back by James, but he couldn't get it to finish. But another 3 ball put up by Chapman. He had to finish. Chapman with the save and off the foot of, wow, how about that? Bounces off the foot of Arena, picks it back up and finishes. Duncan gives them the lead to put it back up by 2 with 4:50 remaining here in the first half. Sean Smith has it up top. Sets a screen for Cobbs. Cobbs hands it back off to Smith for 3. Been working on that a lot. That's something he's been very solid at, but can't get the fall there. As there's going to be a blocking foul.
I think they said restricted area because he was certainly set, but I think that's the correct call.
I agree. I absolutely agree with you there. That's Sean Smith's first of the game, and that's going to send, I believe that's going to send Duncan to the line for 2.
It will. So Duncan out of Knoxville, Tennessee, another guy that's recruited from out of state. The junior is 6'3".
2 shots for Austin Duncan.
So Duncan, who already has 4 points on the day, looking to potentially get 6 and expand this lead for the Eastern Eagles. As the first one is good. Substitutions coming in. Looks like we have one player that's not listed and also re-entering the game will be Blatt.
Yeah, number 0 is not on the roster. And Mike Gronda is also checked back in for the Valiants. He replaces Don Marina.
That was a great crossover there by Gronda. It's a 4-point lead for the Eastern Eagles. Jojo Cobbs gets a screen from Sean Smith. Cobbs doing a lot of crossovers here. As Easton works it down low. He's trying to put something up, lobs it up. Can't get it to go is Easton. And here comes a fast break down the court. 3-ball by Pena.
Tell you, he's got a nice shot for a guy that big, and he shoots it with confidence.
Oh, Cobbs loses handle, but they're going to say it sticks with the Valiants here.
Great take, though, by Cobbs.
3:43 remain. Now Alex Tucci will come back in for Sean Smith. 3:43 remain here. Inbound up top to Cobbs. Tucci works. Ball deflected out of his hands, and he puts it up and draws the foul. So Alex Tucci draws the foul. First minutes coming back here in the first half since putting up 10. He looks to go put up 2 more points and close his deficit back to 2. We have a quick floor cleanup here by Brian Haggerty's little sister.
With approaching just 3 minutes left in the first half, I'm really impressed with the energy Manhattanville's come out with. Obviously, they're out of contention in terms of conference play and tournament, but to rally around the seniors and play with so much energy is really nice to see. That's why they're only down 4 here against a much better team.
As again, the second attempt is good by Tucci. So the deficit now 3, but it's also notable that in the first matchup against Eastern, it was only, I should say it's a very close game. There's only 3 points, 75-72 in advantage of Eastern. So these two teams, when they seem to face each other, are very even. And that aspect is, oh, Chris Haston has it stripped, but he picks it back up. Gets a screen from Haggerty. Tucci takes a 3, driving on Pena. 1-on-1, and it's going to be deflected, and it's going to go, like I say, it's going to hit Tucci last, and it's going to go back to Eastern.
I think Tucci just lost the handle. That was good defense by Pena to cut him off there.
As Pena has it here. Bring him down low. Pena gets it back. Oh, great job by Pena, but he can't get the finish. Maybe a travel there, though.
Good move, but even better defense by Tucci. He's been doing that for 4 years here at Manhattanville, playing solid defense.
Haggerty posts up. Spins, lays it up, can't get the fall. Continue working around. Oh, great move. Pull up and drained by Darius Washington. Out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, gives them now a 5-point lead. 2:11 remain in the first half.
It's been an exciting first half. Both sides going back and forth. There's a lot of energy behind this game.
Granda has it stripped off his hands. Lobbed up, Jojo Cobbs intercepts it, but it's gonna go, and all they're gonna say goes back to the Valiants. Thought maybe Cobbs could have been the last one to touch it.
So did I, yeah.
Got batted out. It's gonna go back to the Valiants here with 1:54 remaining.
Tim, Sean Smith back in the game for Brian Haggerty.
And Smith hasn't seen an extreme amount of minutes is what he's used to seeing, obviously today's senior day. But coming off that big performance, last game, especially for the last 4 games in general, is Cobbs pull up three-pointer. Why not? JoJo Cobbs with another 3, give him 9 on the day, all from beyond the arc. And 1:30 remain, they trail by 2. Sean Smith playing stand-up defense, but an immediate answer back by Brennan Castings. Pull-up jumper. King of the Falls, Asen. Asen gets his own rebound though. Pulls up and draws the foul. So 1:11 remain. Valiants trail by 4, and 2 big free throws here for the senior Chris Asen. So it looks like Pena looks to re-enter here for the Eastern Eagles, as the first one is good.
And interesting to note, still no Corey Madden in this game. He's usually a regular rotation player. He had actually been playing minutes over Granda as of late, but Granda's played more today. Madden's yet to leave the bench.
Well, I'd assume due to the injury of Arena, that's why you're seeing more of Granda at the moment, as the second free throw is made by Asen, so now that's his first 2 points of the game, and the Valiants trail by 2. 1:03 remain.
1 minute left in the first half.
As Sean Smith playing tight defense. Oh, great spin move, but they can't get it to fall. And Granda with the rebound. Gives it to Asen. Asen will pull back out. Alex Tucci for 3. Can't get it to fall. That's going to be an easy rebound as no one's there for the Eagles.
Tim, it's getting chippy between Sean Smith and William Blatt. Blatt actually kind of did a dirty move on him at the other end under the basket, and they're still gibbering back and forth here.
And Sean, you usually see him on a sizable player, and this is the perfect matchup. You put him on a 6'8" freshman, both of them freshmen. Obviously Sean Smith, with his vertical ability and his physicality, he could be a factor here with 25 seconds remaining. Valiants need to get 1 shot off, as there's about 0.4 seconds differential from the shot clock and the game clock. As Valiants trying to hold for 1 here, JoJo Cobbs has it. 10 seconds remain now. Cobbs making a move. Oh! Great crossover. Tucci lays it up. Can't get the fall. He rebounded. 2 seconds. 1 second. Full court hurl. A lot of contact, but that's going to end the first half here. So at the end of the first half of play, the Eastern Eagles lead it over the Valiants here on Senior Day, 31-29. How about a first half for both sides?
Really exciting game. Even though Manhattanville's trailing, definitely one of their better played games of the season. Eastern's just done a nice job of maintaining their lead, but yeah, Manhattanville, you gotta love what you're seeing from not just the seniors, but everyone. Very emotional game.
Well, absolutely, and it was a 3-point matchup the last time both these teams faced, but it's also very noticeable that these big 3 players for the Eastern Eagles have come out producing. You've seen Chapman come out firing in the early going for them. You've also seen Washington and Pena, all of them really coming out and putting up a scoring show. But if you're Eastern, if you're the Eastern Eagles, you need to win this game, obviously. Well, important game for them as they close up the season trying to make the playoffs. It's also noticeable the Eastern Eagles are 12-10 on the year, as they have 2 more games after this. The Valiants 8-14 on the year also have 2 more games after this. So the Eastern Eagles obviously needing this one badly, as this is also their final MAC conference game of the season.
So we're going to take a break here. The score is 31-29, Eastern Eagles over your Manhattanville Valiants, You're watching GoValiants.com. I'm Eli Zaretsky with Tim Moore. Stay tuned, second half coverage coming up soon. welcome back to Kennedy Gym here at Manhattanville College. Under a minute to go until the second half. The Valiants trail 31-29 to the Eastern Eagles. Valiants come in at 8-14 overall, 2-9 in the MAC Freedom Conference, while Eastern is 12-10 overall, 7-4 in the MAC Freedom Conference. A must-win game, as we mentioned, Tim, for the Eagles if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. Quick, who are your two standouts for each team?
Well, my first two standouts, I'd say without a doubt, have to be Antonio Chapman and Victor Pena, both with 8 and 6 points each, respectively. I think Pena is going to be a bigger factor in the second half, and if Chapman can make some big jumpers, they can only pull in their lead. However, then for the Valiants, you have Alex Tucci with 11 points and, might I remind you, 3 rebounds shy of a double-double. And I think another big factor in this half is JoJo Cobbs. JoJo Cobbs has 9 points. If he continue his hot shot from beyond the arc, he'll keep the Valiants close in this.
So same starting five for Manhattanville, except Dom Marina is replaced by Mike Gronda. And same exact starting lineup for Eastern.
Looks like Dom Marina's on the side of taping up the knee.
See some ice as well. Tucci to the basket. Kick out for Gronda for 3. Why not? Mike Gronda with his 6th point of the day, and the Valiants, second three, and the Valiants have the lead.
And that's something different that we've been seeing out of the Valiants today. They don't really shoot much from beyond the arc. However, they've come out all firing from beyond the arc today against Eastern.
Pena will look to make something happen. He's cut off nicely by Quinlan. Now it's James. Fires it up is Washington, and the heave is good.
He knew out of his hand that was all good. It's nothing shy of impressive what he's able to do from beyond the arc, and same thing with Chapman too. No matter who grabs the ball, seems like they have a chance of making it.
So the Eagles regain the lead, and now a turnover, and Quinlan commits the foul.
Quinlan's 3rd foul of the game, so he's going to have to be very careful from here on out.
Now it's Washington, guarded heavily by Tucci. He works it around. Now Chapman. Gronda, feisty defender, is going to have to play tough on Chapman. He's their leading scorer today. Blett thinks about it. That's short, but good rebound by Chapman. The floater is good. So Antonio Chapman extends the lead to 4, and he's now got 10 on the day.
And that was a great job boxing out by Chapman there. He used his physicality and size to take advantage.
Gronda matched up against Chapman. He works it down low to Tucci. Tucci, a couple pump fakes. Works his way around. Tough defense, almost gets it to go, but we're going to have a foul. Alex Tucci making something out of nothing. Well done.
It's similar to Sam Milazzo in the first game. He also with 11 points in the first half. Could very well be closing on his way, not just to a double-double, but at least a 20-point performance.
As Tucci now has 12 points. Like you said, he's following the footsteps of what Sam Milazzo did in the first game of the doubleheader. Valiants trail by 3. Tucci can't hit on the second. It's 36-33. Bumping between Pena and Quinlan. About once every game, Quinlan gets a little feisty with the opponent. This time it's Pena. Chapman looking for the Pena screen. He'll get it. Pena will roll. Chapman pulls up, and he's fouled on the arm by Gronda. Chapman signaling that it should be in the act of shooting. I'm not sure why it would be on the ground. It's pretty obvious he was shooting. So.
There we go. Now he's going to the line. That was a little bit of a late call, though, too, on the reach of Gronda.
So Chapman with the Eagles up 3, makes it 4. Chapman's now got 11 on the day. Substitutions for the first time for Eastern will be Miles Carter, the sophomore out of New Jersey. He'll replace the freshman Blett.
An interesting move here. What they're going to do is they're going to pull Pena back. They're going to pull Pena back, and what they're going to do is they're only going to have one person down low, so it'll be a 4-and-1 on the rebound opportunity.
So 38-33, Eagles lead. Tucci matched up against Carter, who just checked in. Now it's Granda back to Haggerty. The long wingspan of Perez. Asen in the corner for three. Why not? And Chris Asen with a little celebrating afterwards as he's pumped up on senior day. Valiants trail by 2.
And that three there for Asen's big. Usually when he drains a big three, he comes back firing a few more times and gets hot.
Chapman tiptoes the baseline. Washington for three, in and out. And Pena, using his size, goes up and draws the foul.
And I'll tell you what, Pena got the offensive rebound there, but that was a great job there by Timmy Quinlan, knowing that if he did what he did, he was going to be called for an offensive foul. Quinlan already in foul trouble with 3 fouls, doing a good job basically staying out of it, so he didn't want to get 4 there.
Well, Timmy Quinlan's going to check out of the game. He's got
That is his 4th, actually.
4 personals, so Quinlan talking to the ref as he's already out of the game.
No, you know what? He was walking down the court because they didn't have the substitution yet.
It was strange, though, because he walked towards the bench and then he went back. So I was wondering. As Pena's second is good. So Pena hits a pair. Give him 8 on the day. Lead back to 4. It's 40-36. Eagles. Granda will have it against Chapman. Their top gun at 13 a game.
Big screen there by Haggerty.
Asen now. Oh, and it's stolen by Washington. Washington 1-on-2. Oh, he's grabbed by Asen. Washington didn't like it. Let's see if they call a flagrant here on Asen.
I didn't really see too much contact for it to be a flagrant.
You know, I'll tell you, it wasn't a lot of contact, but
you
because
can't argue a clear path
and
foul.
because Washington was in the air and couldn't brace himself, and it will be a flagrant. Pat Scanlon's irate on the sideline. He cannot believe it.
I mean, either way, I would say in that call situation, if it wasn't a flagrant, it had to be a clear path foul either way. There was no one else other down there, and it was a fast break.
So Washington hits the first. Things are getting really chippy on both sides. You could sense it in the first half, Tim, as energy from both teams was really, really high, but now it's just starting to escalate, and both teams need to try to keep cool and collected because this game's getting out of hand. It's a 6-point lead.
And what's big there, most importantly, is that they're going to keep the ball here after the flagrant. Actually, in their talk, I think they're thinking that he should get one more shot from where the ball was.
Kennedy Crazies are disgusted with the call. Blett's going to check back in.
I think that's exactly what they were discussing, if he was getting one more shot or not from the location, but he was underneath the basket, so I don't think that he was anywhere near beyond the arc when that had happened.
This is by far the most intense game I've seen this season for the Manhattanville Valiants men's team.
The last time we saw this much energy here in Kennedy Gym was against the rivalry game against Purchase. Obviously, this being a rivalry with these two teams having a close matchup. Oh, great job by Tucci.
And offensive foul. Alex Tucci doing what he's done all 4 years. They call it technical foul?
They just call a technical foul on Chris Asen?
They called a technical on someone, I thought. It might have been for trash talking. I honestly didn't see what transpired.
Chris Asen questioned what's going on. Was it from, Asen asking, maybe it was from him throwing the ball.
So both teams' emotions are getting the best of them. And this game has gotten wild here as Chapman nails the free throw.
That takes away from the charge now that was just drawn by Alex Tucci.
Chapman misses the second one. And let's see if we can try to get back to playing regular basketball here. There's been a lot of stoppages in the past 2 minutes.
And that's exactly so. They may have drawn the charge, but the technical foul will give it back to Eastern here.
So in front of us will be Mike James. He'll inbound to Chapman. Excuse me, Austin James. Good defense by Sean Smith on Washington. They work it back around to Washington. The screen set by Blett. Washington for three. Off right, and Cobbs. Oh, and it's stolen by Chapman. Cobbs had it poked away. Chapman, nice sneaky play there. And now Blett against Granda before the shot. Smart foul though by Granda, Tim, to prevent the layup as they had the size mismatch. So Eastern will have it underneath.
But that was a great job there by Chapman. I'm going to tell you what, Chapman's presence on the court, he's just all over the place. And he was just doing a good job immediately grabbing it out of the hands and making that steal.
He is certainly a competitor, and we see that. I mean, you see why the emotions are so high for Eastern, Tim. This is a must-win game for them.
Well, absolutely. If you're Eastern, you need to win this game because you seal a trip to the Max Freedom Conference tournament. So it's only important for them to do so. And you look at where the games remain on the year. For other teams, I should say, obviously, you have Wilkes, who's 9-2, and will have to play one more Max Freedom Conference game. You have DeSalles, who's 8-3, that'll have to play one more. Mesericordia will also have to play one more. This is Eastern, as we just mentioned, final game. They can finish at 8-4, and this win would eliminate Kings PA from Max Freedom Conference tournament play, basically. So this win could be ever so important for Eastern. But if they lose, then the fate falls on Kings PA, because if Kings PA can win, they match it back up.
So Manhattanville has nothing to lose with a loss in terms of the standings, but obviously they want to go away with a win with the seniors' final home game. Eastern, though, as we mentioned, has a lot to play for. So both teams are high on adrenaline, but for different reasons. As Blett will inbound, 16-14 left, second half. Eagles lead by 7.
Cobbs, fast break. Oh.
And one, Josiah Cobbs taking matters into his own hands, getting it to go.
I was going to say, oh, for a second, because I saw the contact start to get initiated, so I thought there was going to be a foul right there, but it's going to be an and one. They also had an opportunity there. Sean Smith was coming down the court. So great job by Jojo Cobbs. He had two different looks in the 2-1 situation. Jojo Cobbs took the best opportunity.
So chance at a three-point play for Cobbs.
I tell you, that hesitation and explosiveness is something he's just so good at when it comes to driving in the paint.
And three-point play is good.
It's back to 4, and I'll tell you what, if you want to talk about iron men of the team, let's talk about Chapman for a moment. Chapman's been on the court basically every single minute today. It takes a lot of energy to be out there for all 40 minutes, and he's done that thus far for Eastern.
Well, the way this game is going, it takes a lot of energy just to play 20 minutes. So Chapman's almost doubled that by the time this game is done.
And he looks nowhere near exhausted, which is big to see.
As Blett lays it in, a little bit of a defensive breakdown. I think Tucci thought help was coming in the paint. Blett lays it in, lead back to 6. Granda bounces for Sean Smith. He's guarded by James.
And Smith only being held down to 2 points in the minutes he's had today.
And a double dribble as Scalen's arguing that it was knocked out of his hands. It's tough to tell, but it's going back to Eastern. But now the refs are going to review. Let's see if they keep the call, and they will. So it's actually Manhattanville's ball.
So they're gonna overtake it, but they gotta change the shot clock back though. That's what they have to do. They have to readjust the shot clock because the shot clock got reset. So there'll be 19 seconds left on the shot clock when they inbound it.
So Cobbs will inbound underneath. Gets it into Mike Ryan, who just checked in. Ryan, Tucci, Granda, Smith, and Cobbs are the 5 on the floor for Manhattanville.
That was great awareness there by Cobbs. I don't know if you saw it, Eli. They were getting ready to lob it up to Sean Smith, but he realized he was going to hit the backboard.
As it's a turnover, and here comes Washington now. James, wide open 3-ball. Got it. And he points to family in the stands. The lead is now 9.
His second 3 of the day. And I was going to mention before, he's someone that they should look at as he can make some big threes.
Eastern foul number 2, Antonio Chapman is first. Team is fourth.
So I'll tell you, Chapman, Washington, and James are a really good trio that Eastern has going. Chapman and James seniors, Washington a junior, so.
Also notable, James leads the team from 3-point percentage, 42%.
8 on the shot clock. Cobbs for 3. Too strong. Sean Smith is always in there trying to fight for the board, but couldn't corral it. There were 2 Eastern defenders there.
This game's seen the farthest deficit it has all game long. Valiants need to try to fight their way back into this, down 9.
James to Blett. They try to run a back door for James, but it's cut off. Now James for 3, top of the key. Too strong. Sean Smith with a great rebound. Dribbles out of traffic. Now it's Tucci. Goes cross court to Cobbs. He's matched up against Darius Washington. Smith spin move. Smith to the basket. Can't get it to go, but he's going to the free throw line. Sean Smith, a quiet day for his standards. Just 2 points, but he's provided a lot of energy for this Valiants team that trails by 9.
Yeah, he's going to be a big superstar here for the future to come. 3 more years for him, but as of right now, these free throws are going to be big for him, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see more physical plays in the paint from him.
And Tim, Corey Madden, as we mentioned, did not leave the bench in the first half. Will check in for the first time. As Smith swishes the first one, Madden will replace Granda.
I wonder who they're going to have as the main ball handler here. Are they going to go to Mike Ryan, or are they going to have Sean? Oh, no, they have Cobbs on the court. I didn't see that, so they're going to probably have Cobbs as the main ball handler.
I'd assume so. Cobbs or Madden, but I'd assume Cobbs.
It's not usual that you see either Don Marina or Granda not on the court at the same time, or one of them on the court at a time, so a little bit of a different change of the unit for the Valiants.
Substitutions, Blett will take a breather, and replacing him will be Miles Carter, who saw some minutes to begin the first half, and now he'll re-enter. So Sean Smith out of Yonkers, New York, Sacred Heart High School will look to nail a couple, and he does. Timeout, Pat Scanlon. Fans, just a reminder to check out the Cobblestone, serving lunch, dinner, brunch, and late snacks, open 7 days a week. The address is 620 Anderson Hill Road in Purchase, New York, just 1 mile away from Manhattanville College. Once again, check out the Cobblestone, open 7 days a week.
So Eli, we have 14:02 remaining. Game winding down, and it's basically an even matchup thus far. What do Valiants do have to close down this deficit and regain the lead potentially?
I think 3-point shooting has been something. The Valiants don't shoot a lot of threes, they never have, but I think utilizing the three is going to be important, because if you want to score at a quick enough rate to catch up to this good Eastern team, you're going to have to shoot some 3 balls, and you got some shooters on the court. You got Madden, Cobbs, and Tucci, all very good 3-point shooters, so we'll see what the game plan is. But I've been impressed with Manhattanville all day long. I think they've done a tremendous job. Obviously, the Eagles are a better team, but Manhattanville's done what they can, given the 2 teams' records.
Inbound here. Oh, great defense play by Madden.
And Madden forced the turnover. Tremendous job pressing, and it'll go back to Manhattanville. They trail
Madden,
7.
One of the better defensive players for the Valiants. He's going to be senior next year as well. Someone potentially that could jump into this starting lineup next season.
Tucci against Pena. Now Mike Ryan. Back to Tucci. Tucci for 3 in front of the bench. Short. Here comes Chapman.
They got to be prepared for the pull-up three here. They can easily set themselves up for that with the on-ball screens.
That was almost it, but he lobs it to Pena. Beautiful pass. Pena, and it's off Pena. It's going to Manhattanville.
I don't know who deflected that there last
I believe
second.
Sean Smith, to no surprise.
But whoever, if that was the case, that was a great job of defense played by Sean Smith to get Pena to lose that, because Pena was getting ready to go up and slam it home.
That was an excellent look from Chapman to lob it up and time it perfectly, but better defense prevented a basket. Now it's Corey Madden with 14 on the shot clock. Mike Ryan gets the Tucci screen. He's going to go to his left hand. He's going to kick it. Madden's going to pump fake. Now he's going to take a floater and get rejected by Darius Washington.
Great job by Sean Smith out fouling there.
As Austin James trips over his own feet and walks. Wow. It's been a roller coaster game. Lots of crazy events have transpired.
And it's really come down to who has more momentum. 13:04 remain. It's a 7-point game, and it's just, this game's taking a lot of energy out of us.
Now that I see, though, that they mopped up the wet spot, I guess that's the reasoning behind why James tripped, but still odd. So, a costly backcourt violation.
An unusual circumstance here. They don't usually inbound it, to Tucci across, and Tucci just passed it out, not realizing that Cobbs wasn't even across midcourt. They're thinking that they're going the opposite way with the basketball.
Tucci will take a breather and Haggerty will re-enter. 13 minutes to go. The Valiants trail 48-41.
I think there was a little bit of confusion there. Cobbs just kind of stood there before he even got the ball, confused that he wasn't receiving it.
Pena's got the smaller Mike Ryan on him. They double team. Now Washington, not a guy you want to leave open, and they pay for it. Darius Washington shoots the ball from three extremely well. He's second on the team at 41% behind Austin James, so these guys can really shoot the three ball well. The lead's 10.
And not only that, both of these guys averaging 13 points, or I should say all three of them averaging 13 points coming into today.
Cobbs can't get it to go. That was well defended by James. And the lead is double digits, and Sean Smith is called for the bump.
Yeah, I agree with that call there a little bit. Sean just kind of ran up a little bit and initiated the contact, kind of trying to cut off the lane.
And unfortunately for the Valiants,
that's his second foul of the day. So
1-1 for the Eagles. Washington comes in at 41% from three. At the free throw line, he's a team high 87%. And he nails the first. So give Washington 13, and Chapman has 13. So if Washington hits this one, he'll be the team high in scoring.
Both sides going to watch a little bit. I'm seeing a little bit elbow issues there. Don't want to see an offensive foul called on Eastern, or even a foul called on the Valiants.
Substitution for both teams. Granda will check in for Corey Madden, and for Eastern, re-entering will be Alston Duncan, as well as Miles Carter.
That was an interesting matchup in the first half, Eli, between Sean Smith and also Carter.
So Granda will bring it up against Chapman. He'll try to run a backdoor for Cobbs. It's not there.
Also, Marquise Peel is also in the game for them, the 6'5 junior.
Mike Ryan, beautiful pass, rejected by Carter. My goodness, what a rejection there.
That was a great take-up, though, by Brian Haggerty. 12 minutes remaining. Valiants need to come back now down 12.
That was a good dish by Ryan, a good take, but better defense.
9 seconds left on the shot clock, too, so they're going to have to get something set up.
They get it to Cobbs. Haggerty sets, Haggerty pops. Cobbs elects to take it, great pass. Haggerty for three. Too strong, Sean Smith on the boards. And Sean Smith gets the roll.
That was a great move there by Sean Smith. I was actually a little bit surprised that they had the perfect backdoor alley-oop play set up there on the inbound. I'm surprised they didn't go to it there.
Good job of beating the press as Eastern, utilizing the pass nicely there. Chapman will attack, pull-up jumper, That one, and he gets a lucky bounce. Wow. Usually don't get those bounces on the road, but Chapman gets his 15th point and gives the Eagles a 12-point lead. Cobb's defended that nicely, Tim, but nothing you can do about a bounce like that.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, the Eagles are showing why they deserve this one. They've come out firing here in the second half, and they really want to seal this MAC Freedom Tournament play. They really want to seal their chance at it, into the tournament. And this is their best opportunity right here to come out and fire away, and they've made almost what feels like every single shot they've put up.
And Tim, part of the reason that this Eastern team is so good is the balance. Similar to the Manhattanville women's team. When they're successful, it's not just one guy, it's multiple guys. That's why we look at their top leading scorers, they're all at 13 a game.
And not only that, how about the height and the diversity of this team? All from different areas, different backgrounds. When you have a group that's so unique and different, it's hard to just lock down on one key point, while you may have, for example, the Valiants that have a few players that are good at the same things. For example, let's say, you have Sean Smith or JoJo Cobb are very good at penetrating into the paint. It's a lot easier to lock down than a lot of different players that have a lot of different backgrounds and styles.
So Manhattanville's in a tough hole here. They trail by 12. But it was expected that it would be a tough task coming into today. This is a good Eastern team, and they've got a lot to play for. So it was going to be tough, but Manhattanville, given the circumstances, has done a good job of staying in this game. And part of it's been due to the senior play on senior day. So Sean Smith, JoJo Cobbs, Mike Garanda, Brian Haggerty, and Mike Ryan will round out your five.
And I'd assume for most of the remaining minutes, we'll probably see Sean Smith. I'd expect to see him probably around double digits by the time this game's done, or even beyond double digits, maybe into the 20-point range.
Smith gets it up top against Carter. Step back jumper blocked by Carter. That's 2 blocks for Carter already. He rejects Haggerty's shot, and then he rejects a jump shot. That is extremely hard to do, to block someone in the act of shooting a jumper.
Well, I thought they were about to set up a pick and roll to Carter there, but that wasn't the case.
The drive by Washington and the finish. Lead is 14, biggest of the game.
And how about this? Washington now becoming the leading scorer with 16. It's like him and Chapman have been battling back and forth at who wants to be the leading scorer of the day.
Sean Smith matched up against Carter again. Let's see what transpires this time. Smith looking to make something happen, deflected. 11 on the shot clock. Tucci back in for Haggerty. Now it's Granda looking to make something happen. Tucci straight away from beyond the arc is too strong. Who did the last touch? It last touched Sean Smith. Smith's having a rough day.
He's having a rough day, but they're triple teaming him, and he's in on every single play.
Eastern definitely read the scouting report correctly and saw what Sean Smith has done the past 4 games, and they've limited him to the best of their ability.
Well, when you win MAC Freedom Player of the Week, I'd hope you get looked at least. And not only that, regional conference player. He's been put on a show.
And back in is Asen as well. Now it's Carter, nearly walks. Carter's rejected by Tucci.
And Tucci's been out for a few minutes, but just comes in and immediately makes an impact.
Give Tucci 2 blocks as well on the day. So Tucci with 2 blocks and Miles Carter on the other end with 2 blocks. Almost a 5-second violation, and they have to burn a timeout.
But they haven't called many, so it's not really going to hurt them that much. 10:01 remain. 18 seconds left on the shot clock for them. And the Valiants are trailing 57-43. So Eli, 10 minutes remain now. You have half basically remaining. What can the Valiants do to really work their way back into this game?
I think, like I said, continue to try to utilize the 3 ball. They haven't really done much of that. They've been trying to work their offense around Sean Smith, which makes sense given that he's been on a hot streak, but they're really trying to double and triple team him when he gets into the paint. So I think if you have spot-up shooters around him, and you drive and kick, that's going to be useful. But, I mean, Eastern's just a tough team. Manhattanville's doing all they can.
And you have JoJo College, who has drained 3 3-pointers today and then also drew that and one situation a few minutes back. You got to set up everyone, and I think that's what the Valiant also, I agree with you, Eli, have to do to get back into this. And one more thing, too, they need to shut down the 3-ball from Eastern.
They get it in to Pena. Great straight-up defense by Tucci, but that's just Pena being too big. Nothing Tucci could do about that. That was well defended, but Pena at his size and strength is a tough force. The lead is now 16. Gronda calling out a play. Now it's Cobbs. He gets the Tucci screen. Hedging is Pena, and we got a foul on the floor. I believe on Pena.
Eastern foul for player 1, Victor Pena. That's his 4th, team 6th.
As Blett checks in for Carter, and now Blett and Sean Smith are in together. Remember, they were exchanging words in the first half, so we'll see what happens right here.
Looks like you're going to have Tucci on him. Oh,
Cobbs falls down. Gronda just gets it in, but turns it over. And
oh, they're going to call foul on Cobbs? Or no, Sean Smith on the push-off. And that's going to bring in Thomas Hickey.
that's his 3rd foul, yep.
Got a lot of time to play. Want to save the fouls just in case if an intentional foul situation comes up.
So Hickey, the junior from Mount Vernon, who played his high school ball at Fordham Prep, will check in. Another wet spot. This is just a regular occurrence at this point, and Pat Scanlon's son will clean it up.
Miles Carter shooting 1 and 1.
So 1 and 1 for Carter, who's scoreless so far, but has been tremendous on the other end of the floor. A monster rejection on Haggerty and a great block on Sean Smith's contested jumper. Smith will exit with 3 fouls, and Hickey will check in.
But I would assume this would also be a short sitting for Sean Smith. I would assume he would probably be coming back in very well soon as we get towards the closing minutes.
As Carter is on the board with his first point of the afternoon. The Miles splits a pair. And Asen, who has 5 points on the day, gives it to Gronda. Hickey's trying to post up. Gronda for 3. Yes, sir.
That's an excellent take there by Mike Gronda. Got the space and drained it all day.
So give Gronda 9 points on the day. He's done a great job of filling in for the injured Damarina.
Notable also, shots beyond the arc.
Miles Carter way off. That's outside his range. And it's Valiant ball. They trail by 14. 60-46, Eastern leads. And another wet spot. Gronda calls it out. He's against Chapman. Senior against freshman. They get it to Tucci now against a great defender in Miles Carter. Hands it off to Asen. 15 on the shot clock. Asen launches off right. And corralled by Blett. Here comes Duncan to Chapman. Chapman and Washington, Tim, have logged almost the entire game, and they don't even look gassed.
No, they have a lot of experience, obviously, being out here for the longevity, averaging a lot of minutes. As Chapman averages 30.6.
Good look to Duncan. Duncan couldn't bank it home, but that was an excellent feed from Chapman. Chapman's been much more unselfish in this second half, trying to orchestrate for his teammates. Pass is deflected and staying with Manhattanville.
As mentioned, Chapman averaging 30.6 minutes a game And also Washington, 28.1. Also the big three, notably. Pena with the 28.9, so all of them above 28 minutes a game.
Just under 8 minutes to go here. Valiants trail by 14. Asen lobs it up for Tucci. And it's blocked by Carter, but a foul.
It was a good call, just very late there. Tucci will go to the line for two.
So Tucci making something happen. He's been quiet in the second half, but looking to get back on track. He's got 12 points so far today. Alex Tucci is short on the first, from Albania. Went to high school in New Rochelle. His family came today. He's an 1,000-point scorer, the quickest to ever do it in Manhattanville history. So what an accomplishment for the senior as he goes 1 of 2. 60-47, Eastern leads. Chapman in rhythm, 3, bang. So Chapman, who hasn't been scoring much in the second half, says, let me take matters into my own hands. And the lead's back to 16. Chapman now has 18 points on the day, 5 more than his average. Cobb's in and out. Tucci fights for it, but too many Eagles defenders in the way. Now it's Washington against Asen.
Expect another 3 here.
Washington right to the basket, scores. Washington sized up Asen and took him to the hole. And it's now an 18-point lead, and Pat Scanlon's gonna burn a timeout. This is GoValiants.com. We'll be back following the timeout. Following the timeout, Cobbs will inbound. And is the pass deflected is the question. I guess not, as Granda chases it down.
Gotta get it across. There we go.
And Granda works into the offense now. Cobbs thinks about the 3, gets the Tucci screen. Tucci rolls to the basket. Cobbs finds him, but a little bit too late. It's a turnover. Under 7 minutes to go. It's an 18-point game. And no one guards Washington. He steps into a 3 and nails it. Tim Washington just dribbled into a 3. No one stepped up. And
give him 21 points on the day, Eli.
So 21 for Washington and 18 for Chapman. When those two guys are rolling, they're tough to beat.
And no surprise, you're going to see Sean Smith come back in here.
Well, let's not forget, Tim, Austin James hasn't even scored much. He's their 3rd leading scorer. So imagine what they could do if all 3 guys were in double figures. Washington almost shot it from back there even. He's not lacking confidence. Here comes Carter. Carter drives and lays it in. And the lead is now 23. As Haggerty's going to check back in along with Sean Smith. They hand it off to Cobbs. Cobbs takes the Hickey screen. Cobbs to the basket. Can't get it to go. Hickey boards. Hickey up with it and got it. Thomas Hickey. Getting some buckets for Mount Vernon there. The lead's down to 21. Now it's Duncan.
Timmy Quinlan's got to be careful. He's one foul away from fouling out.
Comes Washington. He's had the hot hand. Carter says, why not take it? And Carter drains it. So Carter, the sophomore out of New Jersey, is putting his array on display on both sides of the court. Tucci against Carter. Dangerous pass. Last touched Eastern. So checking back in are Sean Smith and Brian Haggerty. Out will be Cobbs and Hickey. And Quinlan will inbound, who's scoreless today. They lob it up to Smith. Smith, tough pass, couldn't handle it. Here comes Eastern. Chapman attacking. Putting the moves on Quinlan. Crossover. And also in the game, Tim, for the first time today, is Brennan Castens, number 24.
That was a great finish there with the size disadvantage by Duncan. But Castens, he also may make a big factor here.
74-49 Eagles. 4:26 to go. Quinlan bounces for Tucci. Tucci, post fade in and out. Could not get the roll. Haggerty on the boards. Haggerty goes up. That one is short, and it's going back to the Eagles. So good, strong moves by the Valiants. Just not getting the roll, but you got to like the aggressiveness from Tucci and the effort from Haggerty, but couldn't quite capitalize.
And that was also good effort there by Sean Smith getting in, deflecting it away. Just couldn't get anyone there on the bounce out.
So the Valiants bring the full court press here. Trailing by 25. They get it in to Blett. And also into the game is someone who's not listed. So I'm afraid I can't provide you his name.
Actually, I do have his name right here. Anthony Concepcion.
All right.
So Concepcion will re-enter for them.
As Austin Duncan misses, Gronda falls, and a tripping foul is called on Castens. Yeah, so Anthony Concepcion is number 0 for Eastern. As Pena checks back in, replaces Blett. So size replaces size.
It looks like also Sean Smith will get subbed out by the senior Chris Asen.
So all the same starting lineup except Gronda still in for Arena. We'll see if Arena will be able to re-enter at all in this game. It's not looking good for him. But maybe Pat Scanlon will go with him for the remaining minute, hoping he can play through it on senior day.
Well, he did get some minutes we saw after the injury. However, perhaps maybe saying it still hurts too much.
And the tip in from Quinlan's good. Give him his first basket.
Timmy Quinlan.
Washington pump fake. Washington to Pena, lays it in. Washington and Chapman are tremendous playmakers. Both of them shoot the ball with confidence and distribute the ball with confidence, and that's why they've jumped out to a 24-point lead. Gronda straightaway 3. Puts it in. And Tim, going back to Dom Marina, Manhattanville definitely misses him a lot because without him, they don't really have much of a playmaker. Gronda is good, but Dom Marina is their most reliable playmaker, leading the team in assists.
Oh, absolutely. His ability to pass the ball is very important for the Valiants. But another thing, too, I've been impressed by is the amount of three-pointers the Valiants have made today. They kind of stopped doing it in the start of the second half, but they've changed it.
Counted on a foul for Chris Asen. So the senior out of Pelham, also on the lacrosse team in the spring, looks for his 8th point today. A lot of guys wearing knee braces. We see Asen, Tucci, Tajon Hope, and Mike Ryan.
You mentioned earlier, we don't usually see Tucci with one, but Tucci wearing one today.
One shot for Chris Asen.
So Chris Asen will look for the three-point play. And it rims in.
So Asen with 7 points here on senior day. Actually, excuse me, 8 points. That's the second highest of all seniors today.
And Austin James, who's also averages 13 a game, has checked back in for the remaining 2.5 minutes. James has scored just 6 today. Yet the lead is still huge for the Eagles. Chapman for 3 in and out. Strong rebound. Tucci, he goes full court for Haggerty. Haggerty to Granda. Granda for 3 in rhythm. Got it. Mike Granda, give him 2 in a row. Good find from Haggerty, Tim. And it's now a 15-point game with 2 minutes to go.
And I have to tell you, that's something that's been very underlooked for the Valiants. A lot of them able to shoot from beyond the arc. Mike Granda showing it today. JoJo Cobb's another one. Even Sean Smith from beyond the arc. A lot of Valiants can shoot from outside. They really went away from it towards the start of the second half. They did a lot of it in the first half, and now here to close out the second half yet again, they're coming out firing. They've closed this deficit also down from what was 23 points back to a 15-point deficit.
I mean, this has been the theme all day. Manhattanville has definitely stayed competitive throughout, but the problem is Eastern just has an answer every time Manhattanville tries to do something. But 15-point game, we'll have to see. 2 minutes is not much time. See if Manhattanville can make a strong surge.
And not only that, Eli, it's also been the fact, too, that Eastern has been able to answer back with three-pointers every time the Valiants have answered with three-pointers. Not only have they been, just as you mentioned, able to answer down the court, but when you're allowing the three ball right back, it's not helping much for the Valiants. I mean, 2:18 remaining, miracles can't happen. They're trailing by 15. There's always a chance for them to come back, but they're going to have to play hard and find a way.
So James inbounds to Washington. Now Washington will give it to Chapman. So Eastern's big three, you could say, is all in the game, as well as Carter and Blett. They get it to Carter. He's guarded by Quinlan. Quinlan goes for the steal and gets it. Here comes Granda. They trail by 16. Granda brings it back out. Someone's got to be open. It's Tucci. He's blocked by Blett. What a rejection. And a foul on Blett as Haggerty grabbed it, but tremendous defensive play by Blett. And Haggerty's going to shoot 2 here. Double bonus.
And Haggerty looking for his first points of the game here.
And live from Manhattanville, Brian Haggerty. 2 shots.
So Haggerty's a chance to narrow this deficit to 13, Tim. Things are getting a little bit interesting. As Haggerty misses the first. Second attempt from number 42. Rolls in and out and back in. Full court pressure. Washington to Chapman. And Chapman has to watch his back. Nifty handles. Tucci almost steals it. He gets it to Washington. Austin James for 3. Puts it in. Huge shot for Austin James, and the lead is back 17 now. Granda for 3. Can't get it to go. Washington to Chapman. Not having much trouble beating the press is Eastern. Swing it to Washington. Fires away. That one's way off. Asen lets it go. James tries to save it, but he tiptoed the baseline.
We're going to have an abundance of substitutions here as we have Matt Williams coming in. You also have Connell Henderson. Thomas Hickey will re-enter the game.
And Angus
And
Davis
Angus
as well.
Davis.
So nice applause for the seniors as they enter their final home game. Here's Tajon Hope to Hickey, to Connell Henderson. The southpaw looking to make something happen. Kicks to Angus Davis. Angus Davis is rejected, but he's going to the free throw line.
And these are all freshmen on the floor, Manhattanville futures, without a doubt. Oh, excuse me, Tajon Hope being a sophomore.
And Hickey.
Oh, and Hickey, I apologize. I think he's on the floor.
But yeah, you're right, Tim. It's
All Valiant
It's a-
futures battling for spots next
It's
year.
a sneak peek of next season. Angus Davis from Australia will look for his first point. Misses on the first. And Eastern will do the same. They'll clear their bench. In for the first time will be Clifton Adams, number 12, as well as Andrew Salazar, number 11, and number 44, Brett Wolf, who's a 6'6 senior who has not quite gotten in the game until now.
And Concepcion also came out and came back in, so 52.3 seconds remaining. And it looks like, Eli, pending a miracle, that Eastern could clinch a spot into the MAC Freedom Tournament.
You got to give all the credit to them. They played their hearts out today. Played good team basketball. They were physical, aggressive, and they certainly deserved this win, but no discredit to the Valiants either. Well played on both sides.
So Brett Wolf, the senior, he's getting his first minutes of the game here from Quakerstown, Pennsylvania at 6'6". How about that? So they got a lot of tall people on Eastern, Eli.
So Angus Davis nails it and gets the steal. Connell Henderson to Tajon. Tajon to the basket, no good, but a foul. So the young guns getting it done here. Tajon Hope with 47 ticks left on the clock with the light blue shoes here.
2 shots for Tajon Hope.
Looking to get on the scoreboard.
And right now, the Valiants also being led out there by leading scorer on the day, Mike Gronda, 16 points. Trying to close in a potential comeback with 47 seconds left.
And Mike Gronda, we mentioned Sean Smith, but a really impressive freshman campaign for Mike Gronda as well. We call him the mini Damarina, very similar play styles, so Gronda can turn into the player Damarina was. Manhattanville will be certainly happy as they almost get a steal, but we got a foul. I believe on Connell Henderson.
And I would not be surprised, without a doubt.
No, they actually call a clear path on Eastern, I believe.
Eastern foul number 12. Clifton
So Connell Henderson will look to capitalize.
Well, this is a clear path foul. I'm pretty sure it's similar to a technical. They don't get free throws.
At the line from Manhattanville, Connell Henderson, 2 shots.
But anyways, I guess not, so there will be 2 shots for Henderson.
First one from Henderson is no good. Henderson out of Connecticut. Second attempt is short. Six seconds difference. Game clock, shot clock. Angus Davis pressuring the ball handler. They work it around. A long 3 attempt is drained by Andrew Salazar, the junior. He's also out of Miami. And 82-65 is the score. One more shot attempt by Manhattanville. Henderson for three. Got it. Connell Henderson, a straightaway three.
And that's going to do it here.
That's going to do it, folks. The final score, Eastern Eagles 82, Manhattanville Valiant 68. Eastern gets themselves in good chances for the playoffs. Manhattanville, on the other hand, had nothing to play for in terms of standings, but certainly wanted to come out with a win on senior day. Could not. Still well fought, both sides. I'm Eli Zaretsky alongside Tim Moore. We want to thank you as always for watching GoValiants.com. Have a good evening, everyone.
And also